Alright, what's going on YouTube? Today, me and Brad have a pretty cool video for you. We're actually in Salt Lake City, or Brad, what's the actual town
Ogden.
we're in? We're in Ogden. We're in Ogden right now. We're visiting Storm. We're working with Coach Mike Jasnau, and he's been giving us some tips. So we're going to get into a little bit of what I've been working on, and also what Brad's been working on. But real quick, before we start the video, I just want to shout out all of our members in the Brad and Kyle Coaching membership group. You guys are awesome. We love the questions, the participation that you guys give us, and you actually, believe it or not, give us a lot of insight and tips that make us better. So we want to thank you for that. And because I just signed on with Storm, we're going to do a deal for the whole month of January. If you sign up for one of our annual memberships, you get a choice of any Storm ball, like this beautiful trend right here, to kind of celebrate me coming on with Storm and the new adventure this is going to be. So anyway, without me blabbering, if you want to check it out, click the link below. Let's get to the video. Camera's rolling? Okay. So we've been working here for the last couple of days with Coach Mike Jasnau, and for me personally, he's given me 3 things to work on. Now, me and Brad both wanted to share these things because it's a lot of things that people back home probably need to work on themselves. So we're gonna go over the 3 things that I've been working on, how I'm working on them, and then kind of how they're kind of all supposed to go together. So I guess we'll start with the very first one. I have a tendency in my push away to move the ball in my first step. So when I get set like this, my tendency is when I take my first step, I go down and then out and back. And you know, we've made a lot of videos saying don't move the ball in the first step, and I've created a habit of doing it. So it's been really hard for me actually, because when I work on this, when I have to feel like my ball is steady, because I didn't know I was moving it. I'm not trying to move the ball down on my first step. Now I have to feel like on my first step, the ball's almost going up, and it's actually not moving at all. So I'm gonna throw a shot here, and this is probably what I was doing, and then this is me, and the next shot is gonna be me trying to fix it, I guess. So this is what I was doing. This feels pretty natural at the moment. I'm set. So that's, you can tell there was a lot of movement going down. And now that I've been working on it, I actually felt a little weird.
Yeah.
You know, I'm starting to feel it a little bit. And that's the whole thing. When you start working on all these different tools in your game and fine tuning and stuff, now I felt that pretty well. So you can clearly tell that ball in my first step had some movement. It was going down. This is me. It ain't perfect yet, guys. So don't give me a hard time. But this is me trying to keep it a lot more steady throughout that first step.
That was good.
Yeah, that one felt pretty good. So it's not perfect yet, but that's something that has extra movement in my game that I'm just trying to get rid of, clean it up. It's not a big change, but I think it's gonna help, you know, make me 1%, 2%, 3% better over the course of a whole block. So that was the first thing. Second thing is that I have developed in my second step like a hitch. I'm sure if you guys ever watched, you've seen it. Instead of just walking normal, when I go step. And that just, I don't like that.
There's a hesitation.
There's a hesitation there. And I need to get rid of that hesitation because I just want everything to flow nice. So we'll do it again. I'm going to exaggerate the hitch so you guys can see it. And I'm trying not to do it, but so we'll work on that. This is me with a hitch.
Yeah, you should always do that hitch if you get hits like that.
I know. So you guys could probably see there, I got this hitch that I just think, the reason I don't like it because it's different. Sometimes I hesitate more, sometimes I hesitate less, and when you start talking about timing and want to be consistent, that ain't good. So we did some drills where I just imagined me just walking. just walking in my first couple steps and keeping everything nice and smooth like you would do walking down the street. When you're walking down the street, you're not hesitating at all. It's just clear. So this is what I've been doing. I try to get rid of the hesitation here, and it feels better when I do it right. This is me getting rid of hesitation. So,
Yeah, that's much smoother.
a little smoother, and it feels good when I do it, honestly. I don't know, the hesitation just kind of became a part of my game.
It was like a starting, it was like a trigger for you.
Yeah, I think it was kind of like a trigger. So that was that. Now, the third thing, as we've been messing around on, is that I've been smooth, but we've kind of realized that I have a little bit of a pull up. In general, when you pull up, you got to pull down. My backswing gets like super high. If you watch like all the great players, when their arm swings out, is this level right now, Brad?
Yes, that's level.
So you want this line to be level. If what I was doing, and we'll see it when we roll some video, is that I was going like this. So you can see it's not level anymore. Right? Is it not level? Okay. God, it's
And go
tired.
back up. Throw your arm back up there. Like when it gets too high, it becomes really hard for his body to control that ball when it gets so steep.
Yeah, so
if it's more so behind you, it's easier to control where it goes.
So what happens is when that swing gets super high, I get super steep. And so we've been kind of trying to alleviate that by working on some drills where my backswing's a little low. So I'm just going to throw a shot where my backswing's low, and I want you guys at home, when you're watching this, post in the comments, see if you can tell if it's lower. But this backswing feels like it goes right here, and I'm sure it's still over my head. Maybe Brad shoot this one from the back.
Yeah.
Probably from the back.
I don't know. I kind of like the side.
The side? Okay.
Yeah, I kind of like the side. You can still tell.
So this is going to be like slow backswing.
And this is going to feel like the ball never gets above his butt.
Yeah, this is pretty much that.
And it's not going to be like that.
So it's a work in progress. And it's more so, maybe it doesn't have to be that low, but I do eventually want to get my arms to be a little more parallel and not here, because one thing that I really preach in coaching is that if all the best players in the world do it, it's probably the right thing to do, and you got to get your body there one way or another. So those are the three things that I've been working on. Let us know in the comments for you if you've ever worked on these. And Brad, I think it's your turn.
All right, here you go.
Dude, I'm out of breath, man. You got me. That was a lot. Talking, bowling, talking.
Okay, so for me, I've been here a couple times working with Jasnau, so we worked on a lot of things. But right now, specifically, I feel like my ability to make adjustments on the fly is really good. But let's say like on television, the pattern changes just like a tiny amount to where when they re-oil it, all of a sudden that line you were playing is not, they're just tighter and you have to like square up, which is why Bill O'Neill likes to play straight on television, because a lot of times on television straighter angles work. Well, when I'm hooking it and grabbing it and making it rev and making this big hook, all is fine and dandy when the game's that it works. But the second they rerun them, or the second that pattern tightens up and you have to square up, I don't feel comfortable doing that. I don't feel comfortable going from a big angle and a lot of revs to now all of a sudden creeping my eyes, my feet right, my eyes in, and playing like up the boards, because I still have that grab in my hand that I need to get the ball to hook at a big angle. So what I'm working on is just the tool of getting the ball off my hand quicker, that way there's less grab. And it's not necessarily something I'm going to do all the time. Probably not going to do it a whole lot when I'm hooking it. It's more of like a specific scenario, but it's those like little specific minor adjustments that take you from losing a game on television to potentially winning a tournament and changing your life or something like that.
Right.
And we've seen it a lot. Like there was one year at the 2018 Players Championship where I made the match play. I was leader going into match play, and then I died. Well, I watched Simonson play straight, like in between 10 and 15, and no one else was playing straight. But it was so clean off his hand, he killed everyone. He ended up leading. And I just remember watching that, like, God, I would just give anything just to be able to make that crazy adjustment to be able to play straighter. But when you're hooking the ball for so long in so many games, it's a hard task to do.
Yeah, so you would say you're not working on changing really anything in your game. You're just kind of adding another tool to your toolbox.
A couple tools.
Yeah.
So this one, I'll throw one normal, and then it won't get off my hand super quick. There'll be a little bit of a loft. It'll have a touch of grab.
So I'm going to go a little bit more from the back for this one.
So that didn't necessarily come off my hand super quick. It was kind of hanging on there, which is fine when you're hooking the ball, you know?
Yeah.
Because you don't want it to fly off your hand and then just skate forever. So this one, it's going to feel, and talk about exaggeration, it's going, like, in order for me to get the ball off my hand really quickly, like a guy like Pete Weber does, I mean, when he's getting ready to release the ball, his thumb is out, and the ball's like out of his hand. It's amazing how he even like releases it.
Right.
So, but it feels like the ball's hitting the ground before the foul. That's the trick. It's like the ball has to get out of your hand so quick that it's almost hitting the approach before the line. So, and it's not, of course, that's an exaggeration. It's what it feels like. So, here are that. And it's not perfect. That ball roll's a little weird. But one thing I noticed that the quicker the ball gets off my hand, the easier it is for me to be in balance, and the easier it is for me to like repeat it. You know, it's like when the ball's kind of hanging on for like a half second longer, it kind of makes you feel like you got to force the follow through up. It's kind of easier to kind of like make that get you off balance.
Right.
But when that ball leaves your hand quick, your body just stays there. Like there's no extra weight causing you to throw off the 15-pound balls off your body.
Off your hand, yeah.
So you can just post it. It's like off, boom. And then the follow through seems to be a lot softer. And I think that's going to help me like just have another tool. I haven't necessarily been able to use it in competition yet. So that's kind of what I'm working on now for. Can't wait until I actually like.
Yeah, it's gonna be nice to like get in competition and be like, okay, I can pull this out now.
Let's try this.
Yeah.
And then it actually works, you know.
That was good.
Yeah. So that's kind of what I'm working on, and you know, I'm trying it playing straight and trying it like hooking it and see what happens. But that's kind of the main thing I'm working on.
So yeah, we just want to give you guys a little bit of insight into what we're practicing. I mean, we're always working on stuff, trying new things. You know, we're actually both bowling all right now, good. Like nothing feels bad, but we can always be better. So I hope this video, I guess, helps you guys out at home. Throw it in the comments. See if you guys, let us know what you think about what we said. If you've worked on it, if you have questions, it'd be interesting to kind of hear. But this is kind of what our practice sessions look like. You know, a little bit of working on some stuff, and then we're about to go bowl a little 3-game match where I'm about to kick Brad's butt over here because I'm about to wheel and deal this lane. But yeah, anyway, I hope you guys like this. It's a little bit of a different informational video, but we wanted to share with you what we were working on. So anyway, like, subscribe. See you later.
What's up?
We're done? All right. See y'all.